the rent, mortgage, cell phone bills, but I was still able to live and have a life. There's some expenses that you would have Hello everyone, I'm Tina Tomato. I graduated from college 6 years ago, and I currently work in the tech industry as a product designer. I have been living in this 430 square feet studio apartment for more than 3 years, and in this video, I'll be sharing with you the method that I use to manage my finances. And in this video, we'll be focusing on the budgeting system. And by the end of the video, you will be able to set up one for yourself. So back in 2013, I graduated with an industrial engineering degree and $20,000 in student loan. After I graduated, I have moved back to my parents' place, and at one point I had like 20 bucks in my bank account. After 6 months, I finally found a job, and then let's fast track to the spring of 2015. So that's like 2.5 years later. I have paid off all my student loans, and then another year after that, I have saved enough for a down payment for my cute little 430 square feet studio apartment. So in that process, I definitely saved a lot, but I was still able to live and have a life. I also lived in and out of my parents' place depending on how aggressively I was pursuing my financial goals. In this video, I'll be sharing with you the system that helped me to achieve those goals, because surely there are a lot of budgeting apps out there, but without understanding the method or the system, even the best tools cannot help us. But before I do that, I want to introduce you guys to our friends at GoCashBack. GoCashBack is a cashback site that has over 2,000 of the world's most popular shopping sites like Sephora, Well.ca, Com, Kiosk, Booking.com, etc. I know the holiday season is coming up, aka shopping season. Therefore, spending a little bit of money is inevitable. So why not take advantage of GoCashBack and get up to 10% cashback on your purchases? If you're interested, you can use my link in the description down below to receive $15 of sign-up bonus if you're using the Canadian site and $12 if you're using the US site. This offer is exclusive to viewers of this channel because GoCashBack is partnering with our community, and therefore they want to offer you guys a little bit extra. Once you're ready to receive your cashback, you will be paid via PayPal, and there is no need to link any of your bank accounts. So when I first got my paycheck, I knew that I needed to start saving, investing, paying down my student loans. But I didn't know how much I should allocate to each category. And this is where the 50-20-30 rule comes in handy. Basically, it suggests that you should allocate no more than 50% to your living essentials. And that includes things like your rent, mortgage, cell phone bills, utilities, groceries, and things like that. So basically, the absolute necessity for living in our society. And then you want to allocate more than 20% to your financial priorities. So that will include things like paying down debt, savings, investing. So if you have a student loan, then that will be your financial priority. For me, even when I was paying down my student loan, I was still setting aside $200 for investment because I wanted to build up a habit of paying myself first. And then lastly, you want to allocate no more than 30% to your lifestyle choices. And these include things like coffee at Starbucks, going out with friends, alcohol, going on vacation, Netflix. So this is a guideline, and you can definitely adjust the percentages to suit your own situation. When I was living with my parents, I could save a lot more than 20% because I wasn't paying rent. I really like this principle because it gave me the awareness of my financial habits, and also it gave me the permission to live. For example, if I bought $300 worth of shoes this month and I didn't have any awareness of how much money I'm spending in each category, I could feel guilty and feel very disappointed in myself. But because I have a budget and I know how much money I have been spending, I know that for the past 6 months I have not gone over my life choices category, and $300 is well within my budget for this month. So in this case, I really don't have to feel guilty about spending money on things that I enjoy. So just having the awareness of your financial situation and your spending habits really takes the stress away, and also it reassures you that you are a perfectly financially responsible person. Because at the end of the day, we all want to be able to live instead of just save and survive. The next thing is to automate as much as possible. So if you have a steady income and you know exactly when and how much to be expecting in your paycheck, then you want to automate your savings around a pay cycle so that you don't have to rely on your memory or self-discipline. I personally have 3 categories of savings. I have an emergency savings account, a TFSA, which is similar to a Roth IRA, and a RSP, which is similar to a 401k. The TFSA and RSP are 2 types types of Canadian savings accounts that have tax benefits. So for example, every month on the 1st and 15th, let's say if I get paid $2,000, then on the 2nd, I would schedule a withdrawal from my checking account to my savings account, which is my emergency savings account. Then on the 16th, I will schedule a contribution to my investment accounts. And that way, your savings and investment contributions are done on autopilot as long as you have a job. If you have a credit card, I would also put your credit card payment on your calendar so that you're aware when these major withdrawals will happen. That way you never run into any cash flow issues. Next, I'm going to walk you through how to figure out what your monthly budget should be. And we're going to do this on a computer. So right now I have a spreadsheet open in front of me. This is the only time we're going to use a spreadsheet. After we figure out what the monthly budget is, we're going to move away from spreadsheets. And everything after that will be pretty automatic. So you don't need to enter in transactions or anything like that. First, we want to just write down what our budget categories are. Number 1 is essentials. Number 2 is financial priorities. And number 3 is life choices. Okay, so I just found out the average Canadians make $3,562 after tax. So that's the amount that we're going to use. Let's just round it to 3,500. And then next, for each category, we want to list out all the categories of expenses that we have. So now I just finished brainstorming a list of expenses under each category. For example, in expenses, I have rent or mortgage, utilities, internet, cell phone, grocery, transportation, maintenance fee, that's for the condo, and property tax. And then for financial priorities, we have emergency fund, TFSA, RSP, student loan, and other debt. Some of these categories may not apply to you. You might not want to include all the categories, and there may be expenses that you have that's not included in here. But generally, it should fall under one of these 3 categories. And then I also have a category for giving, which is donations and sponsorships. If there's a charity that you like to donate to regularly, you can put that in your budget as well. So next, we want to figure out, according to our 50-20-30 rule, what is our budget for each category. Then I'm going to do a simple calculation, income times 0.5, and then financial priorities is income times 0.2, and then life choices is income times 0.3. And then at this point, there's some expenses that you would have an idea of, and then some expenses that are more variable. Rent is most likely a fixed expense. Let's just say $1,000. Utility, maybe, I don't know if you're sharing, maybe 25. Groceries, I spend like 150. And then transportation. This is going to be a lot more if you have a car, but I don't. For me, it's just $50 to take public transit. Maintenance fee, let's say if this person is renting, so it will be 0 for these 2 categories. And then we want to do a total, and let's see if it exceeds. So for the essentials category, we're in pretty good shape, and we actually have more than $400 to spare. One thing I'm interested in is what percentage this actual figure is in relation to our monthly income. So that's around 37%. So I'm going to change that to 37. And then I'll add the $400 to the financial priorities. So now we have $1,100 in financial priorities. So depending on whether you have student loans or not, let's say if you do, then out of the $1,100, maybe I'll pay like $800 toward my student loan, and then I'll keep $100 to my emergency savings, and then I'll put $200 toward my RSP. I actually made a mistake of contributing to my TFSA for the first 3 years, even though I wasn't investing. So my money was literally just sitting there in a bank collecting dust, or making money for the bank, but it's definitely not making money for me. So I actually recommend you putting that toward your RSP, because come tax season, that's going to offset your income, and it's going to give you a tax refund. And then when you get your tax refund, you can actually put that money toward your TFSA. That way you're getting double the benefit. Okay, so now we have our life choices category, which currently is at 30% of our monthly income. And let's see whether that is true or not. I was spending $50 on coffee every month. Alcohol, maybe you don't drink alcohol. Okay, dining out. So this includes buying lunch. This category of expenses can be very high, depending on how often you're buying lunch and how often you're having dinner with friends. So it can go up to like $300, $400. Clothes, I don't know, I usually think I don't buy any clothes, but I always exceed in this category. So activities is if you're going to any meetup events or if you're going to do any activities with friends like rock climbing, seeing movies, things like that. And then gifts is for if you're buying birthday presents or during holiday season you might want to buy gifts for friends and family. This is basically things that you should budget for ahead of time. If you think you're going to spend like, I don't know, $300 on gifts during Christmas season, then it's definitely good to start saving for this early on. And then same thing for vacations. But the good thing is you don't have to budget for these things every month, only some of the times. So say if I'm going on a trip in sometime in May and I project that I'm going to spend like $2,000 on this trip including flight, hotel and everything else, then I should definitely start saving for it early on. So let's say from now to May, so I have 7 months, I need to save $300 every month in order to fund my vacation. Books and music, so if you have a Spotify subscription or Audible subscription or Netflix subscription, those things are going to go here. I think that's around $40 a month. And then shopping and miscellaneous, so anything else that you buy, maybe it's home decor, cleaning products, I'll budget for maybe $50 a month on that. And then let's do a total. Okay, so we are still well within the life choices category. And at this point, so we still have $160 left over, and you can put that toward your financial priorities as well. Let's say I'm going to put another $100 towards my financial priorities. So now our financial priorities is $12,000, and this new figure is 34%. That's like 14% above the suggested. You know, good job if you're able to do that. And then actually you have $60 which you can put toward life choices, or you can choose a charity to donate toward. I personally have been sponsoring a child from Mexico for the past 7 years. I wasn't giving out a lot of money. It was only like less than $40 every month. Just the act of doing that makes me feel very rich, because not only you're helping someone else in need, it also just feels like you're in a position to provide for someone else. You're also like accumulating good karmas. So I do recommend making donations a part of your monthly budget. So there you have it. This will be your monthly budget. And I will make this spreadsheet downloadable in the description down below so that you can just make a copy and then tweak it to your own. But next you need a way to be able to track your spendings and compare it against your budget, so you know whether you're spending within your means, or if you're going a little bit over, then you really need to cut down on your spendings. In the next video, I will be sharing 2 budgeting apps that I have used in the past. One is paid and one is free, and both are great. If you have any questions about this video, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. And if you do anything differently or more efficiently, tell me about it as well, because I would love to learn. Don't forget to sign up for GoCashBack and get your $15 sign-up bonus. You know you will be shopping this month, so might as well get them cashback. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you will be notified about the next video, where we take a look at the different budgeting apps so that you can effortlessly track your spendings.